Today on the Diz List, we count down the top 5 rides not worth waiting 30 minutes for at Walt Disney World.
Welcome to the Diz List, the podcast list everything at Walt Disney World. I'm Nick.
And I'm Rob, and today we're going to talk about our favorite, well, this is still part of our favorite ride. So it's our top 5 rides we wouldn't wait more than 30 minutes for. So
right.
What I said the other day when we discussed what this list was going to be is it's kind of a tightrope or a double-edged sword here. We like/love this ride, okay? But it has to be a ride that is popular enough that it can go over 30 minutes. So do you want to explain the Figment clause? That's why I'm wearing Figment now. We explain that.
So we said when in a discussion, basically like there's a lot of rides not worth waiting 30 minutes and nobody waits 30 minutes because it's never got a line. So like Living with the Land isn't in this. You've got
Grand
Figment,
Fiesta Tour,
like all that stuff. Yeah. So like things that don't usually have a 30-minute wait, maybe they do on like July 4th or New Year's or Christmas, but they're not going to have a typical 30-minute wait. So I don't have those. We didn't put those on our list, but we did put things that sometimes do have 30-minute waits. Just because the circumstances, they have 30 minutes waits during the day. I'll give you one that's not on my list.
Sure.
Hopefully it doesn't spoil yours, but it's not on my list, but it definitely does sometimes have a 30-minute wait, and that's Barnstormer. Like I've been in there before where Barnstormer's got a 30-minute wait or more. Yeah. And it's usually when it's like super packed with little kids, and it's usually earlier in the day when the whole families are there and stuff, and they're trying to test the waters with roller coasters. Wait it out, man. Just go later in the day. It's going to be much shorter. So
be a fun math problem. Speaking Mr. Math Teacher, look at the wait, the amount of time you have to wait for Barnstormer versus the length of the ride, which is what? Under a minute long. Like let's look at the ratio you're waiting this long,
Well, I think 1 minute per second of ride time is about my max. Actually, unless it's Tron.
That's true. Tron is worth it. Yeah. Well, not only because it's new, it's just I like how fun it is, and the speed is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Couple quick news bits, which I think could be an interesting discussion. So this week I heard that Maleficent is back as the coaster theme, not Emperor's New Groove anymore. So the rumor is, again, rumors, that they're pivoting back to Maleficent. Now, the other thing, the part 2 of this, is that the dark ride they were talking about being the Maleficent ride. So question 1 is, have you heard this? And question 2 is, what do you think they're going to do with this dark ride?
So I haven't heard that second part. I heard the first part.
Well, they wouldn't do 2 Maleficent rides. So my second part is based on the fact. Otherwise, it'd be.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Sleeping Beauty Land.
Here's what I think is happening, or has happened, or will. Who knows? They have been throwing the spaghetti against the wall, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
To see what sticks.
Maybe leaking out info. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that they want, I think that the wrong lever Kronk would have been a fun one.
Yeah.
But I think that they didn't get the response when that leaked that they wanted. I think that's one possibility. The other possibility is that people were talking out of their new what.
Yeah.
They didn't really know what they said they knew. And now we're finding out that maybe the people we kind of laughed at and said, come on, these are the insiders. Yeah. Maybe they were right. And maybe
could be.
The insiders were just trying to get a rise and get, I don't know. Maybe they switched. I think at D23, we're going to have very solid information. Because it's beyond blue sky at this point. It's into the actual.
I don't think there's going to be a lot. And we could do an episode on D23 here, but I don't at some point on the show. But I don't think there's a ton that they can really announce because so much stuff is under construction right now that I don't think they're going to announce something giant. Maybe we'll come back to that later. But my wish for this dark ride is to create something similar to what they did over at Universal Studios with all the different monsters. And I haven't watched the full ride through of that because I'm actually very excited to do that at Universal Studios. Is to see, Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein. Imagine if it was a ride similar to that, or similar to, I guess, Great Movie Ride, where it's like I don't know, you have all the different villains and you kind of, weave in and out from place to place. I'm not, storyline wise, the Imagineers are good at that. They could make that work, but I think that's a way to really incorporate a lot of the bigger franchises into one ride. That would be what I would want the most. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
So you are you thinking kind of like the Universal thing then?
Yeah, and I don't know how it would tie all together. I haven't put that much thought into it, other than the fact that I would like to be in a different environment from a different movie in each room. So you come in and it's Cruella and 101 Dalmatians. The next room is Jafar and there's maybe Gold and the genie. And then, from room to room to room, you have a different environment. And I know listeners are probably like, oh, that would be cool. And people are probably thinking in their head, oh, what would be the best 10, 12 villains and environments we could have? Like that would be that'd be kind of fun too.
Yeah. Do you think they have a Bob Chapek animatronic?
It would be too scary. They wouldn't put that there. Like it's supposed to be a family friendly park.
It's raining dollar bills on top of them.
No, they'd be burning, I think. I hope you like that, listener.
Chapek out here still catching strays.
Boy. If you don't know who that is, Google it. We don't want to talk about him anymore. He doesn't deserve any more real estate on our podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't have a ton of news bits other than that. And I thought that was pretty interesting because
I do think it's interesting, like if that's the case, obviously, it changes what we thought was going to happen in that land, right?
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to a ridiculous dark ride a la Pirates over in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I will say. 2 weeks ago on a podcast called The Disney Dish, they said that they were going to say we're getting back into the Pirates business. There's a massive dark ride going in there, and now we're hearing that Maleficent's going back to the coaster. Could that dark ride be another Pirates dark ride? Because that Pirates ride is so different than Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right.
Could that be a ride that is about Barbossa or about like the villains of those movies?
The easy answer is no way. They're not going to do that. Why would they do two? But then you look at how things are set up in Hollywood studios, and we talked about this on the last episode. You have Star Tours here, and then over here you have Galaxy's Edge, Batuu, right? If it's that popular, and the other bit to that too is I know that there was some wording contractually where it was, I think, something like 10 years. And I'm not even sure if that's Shanghai. I don't even know if that's Shanghai or if that was Tokyo Disney. I am not like a pro. I don't have that off the top of my head with how the legal part of that works. Okay.
Yeah,
I am as far as the Marvel stuff here in the States, but that I don't know as well. Maybe you do. I would actually have to Google that.
I'm sure there's a non-compete. I'm sure there's like some sort of a non-compete clause for a certain number of years, right? I mean, that would make sense, but maybe not. And the technology, if it's not the same ride, but they're using the technology, doesn't have to be Pirates.
That's true. They could plug in multiple villains. So if it's a combo of, well, hopefully animatronics and projections, you could use that same ride and just do an overlay,
We forgot the obvious when they said we're getting back into the Pirates business.
What's that?
Hook.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Wow. That would be great. Another Peter Pan ride. This one is the focus is Captain Hook.
I mean, he's a villain who's featured a lot in that park,
Mm-hmm.
in the parades, during the Halloween parties and stuff. So that's one that could happen.
Man, can you imagine, Nick, if they took out Peter Pan's Flight, PhilharMagic, the sort of the opposite of what we said previously.
Oh my God.
Where we were saying they take out, well, who knows?
It would
Who knows
never
what they're
happen.
going to do.
It would never happen.
I don't think they always need to subtract. They could add if there's room.
That's just it. We said the same thing before when, like, why not expand Animal Kingdom instead of subtracting to put stuff back in?
I know.
But anyway, so very interesting stuff, I think. One thing I wanted to bring up is that this week, our friend Becky, Raising Mini-Me's on Instagram. She's also the author of The Unofficial Guide. She's just an amazing person all around as far as Disney knowledge and just fun to chat with. So Becky had posted something about how slow business is in Disney this summer. And it is currently the slowest it's been since about 2014.
Really?
If you exclude the 2021 pseudo COVID year. So where it was open, but remember we both went that year. You went when in like the 2 weeks where masks weren't required, and I went slightly after that, when they were back required. But she was posting some of the stuff, and like Animal Kingdom hasn't, at least in the first 2 weeks of summer, so since Memorial Day, which was supposed to be the summer to end all summers, right? You figure almost every park got something big as like an update, a big thing that, you got Big Thunder came back.
Zootopia.
No, I'm talking about on
Bluey.
May 26th, which was Memorial Day weekend.
Bluey. Okay,
so Memorial Day weekend, you got Zootopia, you got Bluey, you got Soarin'.
Yep.
Okay, you got Big Thunder, and you got Rock and Roller Coaster. All those things opened, right? And you have that new, whatever you want to call it, over in Diamond Horseshoe, Cool Kids Summer, with the Toy Story character. They did not see a bump anywhere except Magic Kingdom is up slightly. And this is all based on true wait time data. This is based on wait time data. Wait time data does not lie. There might be more people in the parks, but you're not waiting as long. So to me, I measure the busyness by the wait times. The average wait times are down. And in Epcot, it's down by like 25%.
Wow.
Yes.
Another thing I noticed too, watching some Disney creators last night, kind of flipping around a little bit, and I'll tell you, I heard the term "Cool Kids Summer" more than anything else, and I don't know.
Well, that's what they're doing. That's their thing.
But I don't know if it's like there's a push, and some of these creators, Disney's saying, "Hey, if you could mention this a little bit more," and there was just so much focus and talk about Cool Kids Summer, which, there's little benefits here and there and some stuff at the resorts, but I don't know if that's bringing me and my family to Disney World.
It's not aimed at you.
No, I know, but like it's
not aimed at me. It's aimed at families.
But I don't feel like it's
kids.
enough. I don't feel like it's enough, even if I did have young kids. I don't know. I don't feel like it's enough for me.
There's a lot of cool stuff going on. I mean, look, I have zero desire to go see the Bluey stuff, but if
just Bluey,
have you seen the stuff with Toy Story over at Diamond Horseshoe?
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's not
because
moving
you don't
the needle
have kids,
for me.
Rob.
Yeah,
because you don't have young kids.
Yeah,
I'm telling you that, like, it's a thing, and I get what you're saying. Well, they keep saying stuff about it. Okay, when Food and Wine comes out, all you're going to hear for 3 weeks is about Food and Wine.
Yeah,
right. When Festival of the Arts comes out, all you hear about is Festival of the Arts. So Cool Kids Summer started May 26th, or that weekend, where they actually use Communicore Hall for what it's intended to be, which is a festival type space. So they actually use it in there, and it's not just this vast emptiness where it's the coolest air conditioning in Epcot. Second coolest, because the Stave Church is the coolest. But like, they've done some good stuff, and I gotta give it to them. They've done good stuff with that, but it's all an attempt to bring families, right? You look at, there's free dining for kids. If I get a dining plan and I have a kid on my reservation, that kid gets free dining if I get the dining plan.
Right.
Like, that's a thing. It is for families, and they're trying to appeal to the families because, quite honestly, they've priced most families out. So I think they recognize that I'd like to think they recognize that because they price people out, they're trying to bring them in somehow, bring families like that back in somehow, because they don't want Disney to become only like older families, right?
Yeah.
I look at it like this, right? If you think back to your childhood, so I'm the oldest in my family. Like, if I think back to my childhood, I know that when I was 5 years old, for instance, the opportunities that were afforded to me because of my parents' income was significantly less than when my youngest brother was 5 years old 10
Sure.
years later. What I mean by that is young families do not have as much money as families with teens.
Right.
And for a number of reasons. Daycare is one of them. Another thing is they're earlier on in their careers. And so I think they're fighting very hard against that, against inflation, and against the fact that they keep pushing their own inflation, and now they've got to try to claw back some of that business.
Well, and I see your point too. And I've said many times on the show that I grew up going to Disney every year. And I'll be completely transparent with our listeners here. Both my parents were school librarians. Okay. They were essentially teacher salary. And the only reason we got to go every year was because my dad's cousin worked there and we got in every year. So I hear what you're saying. And I think circling back to my original point with not giving a crap about Cool Kid Summer, I'm starting to see your point a little bit here. And if you're seeing the word free, and I know this is how my wife and I work, if we're seeing free or we're seeing like a big discount number, we're automatically interested, right? Like the person that shops at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, those discount stores, they're still paying, you're still buying stuff, you're still bringing stuff in. It just seems like a better deal because you're buying it at a place like that. So I'm trying to use it again. I realize who I'm talking to. I know I'm talking to a math teacher and you deal with this stuff all the time, but I think it's big for families are middle and lower income where, hey, we really want to go. We want to do something nice with our family. If we get the meal plan, my kid is free. That sounds great. Sign me up. Even if it's not a huge discount, I think it makes families feel better. Yes.
Well, and there's a 30% discount on rooms right now. So there's if you get a package, there's a 30% discount on most rooms on property. It used to be that it was like 30% on certain ones, but like it's one of those things where I'm telling you, it's very clear that Disney is recognizing that they're struggling to bring in the same number of people. And I think the wait times will translate then to actual people. I think you'll find out that their attendance went down. Now that doesn't mean their revenue is going to go down because they're going to find ways to get you with other revenue. But like, if the wait times are less, why am I going to get Lightning Lane? So
fair.
Listen, we're going to head off to the halftime show. The halftime show is brought to you by our sponsors over at Keyholder Vacations. That's DVC rental store where you can try DVC before you buy it or rent your points out if you're already a DVC owner. Be Our Guest Vacations, who can help you figure out how to take advantage of all those discounts that we just talked about. And Unlock Magic, where you can purchase discounted park tickets. That is like pretty much either park tickets, special events, and that's Universal, that's Disney. They're a great source. That's quite literally the only people that I buy my tickets through now are Unlock Magic. So head on over to their websites, which I have linked down below, and we'll see you after the break. All right, before we jump into today's list, we've got to talk about how you can actually do all this stuff we keep ranking.
Yeah, because dreaming about deluxe resorts is fun, but paying for them is slightly less fun.
That's where our friends over at DVC Rental Store come in.
If you ever wanted to stay at places like Polynesian, Boardwalk, Animal Kingdom Lodge, this is the move.
You can rent DVC points and stay in these deluxe villas for way less than booking direct through Disney.
We're talking bigger rooms, better locations, and some serious saving money.
So if you've ever said, we'll stay deluxe someday, that someday should probably be your next trip.
I feel like I say that every time. And once you've gotten that dream resort locked in, you might want to figure out, what are we actually doing all week?
Enter Be Our Guest Vacations.
So these are real Disney experts. Well, so are we, but they are too. But they'll plan your trip for you, dining, lightning lane strategies, park plans, all of it. Listen to our show, but these guys know what they're doing too.
Best part, it doesn't cost you anything extra to use them.
Which means less stress, fewer mistakes, and more time arguing about ride rankings like we do.
And finally, let's talk tickets.
Because Disney and Universal tickets are not getting cheaper anytime soon.
That's why we recommend and use Unlock Magic.
They offer discounted tickets to both Disney and Universal parks, so you can save money before you even walk in the gates.
Which means more budget, for snacks.
Or lightning lanes,
or just, like another trip.
So if you're planning a vacation, check out DVC Rental Store, Be Our Guest Vacations, and Unlock Magic.
We've got links in the description. Go support the sponsors that help support the show.
And now, back to the list.
Welcome back. This half of the show, we're going to talk about the top 5 attractions we feel are not worth the wait, and specifically not worth 30 minutes or more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because, some rides aren't worth their wait when it gets to 2 hours. Some rides aren't worth their wait when it gets to an hour. But these rides are like, once you hit 30 minutes, man, just pass on by.
One of these rides you're going to be very surprised by. I will tell you that much.
I think that I'm not shocked if we're going to line up on some.
Yeah, I think we will too.
But, my take is that these rides are all rides that I routinely will pass by until I see a wait time that I feel is appropriate.
And I would also, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, none of these rides are like, I have to ride this ride on this vacation or it will be a make or break.
Me too.
I have some make or break rides that I don't want to wait more than 30 minutes for, but they're not routinely over 30 minutes. Like Living for the Land, I have to ride before I leave, but I can't. I mean, maybe at Christmas time during the glimmering, whatever that, when they do the light show.
We did it and we didn't wait more than a half hour.
Well, there are times during that time where you can wait more than a half hour, and I would wait more than a half hour for that.
Right, because that's a special overlay.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and get us kicked off here?
Sure. The other thing I'll throw in before I start with my number 5 here is we're not counting lightning lanes here. This is just you're showing up to the parks. You didn't buy multi-pass or anything like that. This is just you're walking around the park, and that doesn't really factor in to my list at all. So number 5 is a ride that I can skip if I have to. I don't usually, because a lot of the times the wait is less than 30 minutes. You can see it longer than this. You can also get a lightning lane for it. It's also down a lot, and that's Little Mermaid. So Little Mermaid, I really like. It's a great ride. At one point, it was super advanced, and it was one of the best rides that they had at Magic Kingdom. One of the things that I think it kind of loses, and people don't think about it this way, is it being an omni-mover system. It is a huge people eater. So as popular as it is, it's really ripping through people really fast. Okay, Haunted Mansion's the same way. It's just, it gets so many people through the ride, and it gives everyone an experience. But if it's longer than a half an hour, there's something else in that area that we can go over and do, because it's in an area that is very, very busy, and there's a lot of rides very close together that you could quickly hop over and do this or that. But we really enjoy it. We have a couple like funny family traditions and things we will do while we're on the ride, which I won't get into too much, but I like the ride, and I want to be clear about each one of these. Every single one I'm going to mention today, I really like. I love riding it, but I'm okay skipping it and going on to the next one. So my number 5 is Little Mermaid.
I didn't even think about Little Mermaid, to be honest with you, because I'm with you. I wouldn't ride it like that. It does sometimes get above a half hour. I wasn't really thinking of it. But yeah, I mean, that makes complete and total sense. My number 5 is one that for some reason is a half hour wait routinely, and I don't get it. And it's one that you and I know don't ride, and that's why I'm sure it'll end up being on your list somewhere, or if it's not, it's definitely an honorable mention. But I definitely see this at 30 minutes multiple times on my trips, and that is Astro Orbiter. Astro Orbiter being over 30 minutes is wild to me.
Yeah,
I think the reason is because you have to get on that stupid elevator, and if it wasn't for that, I don't know that it would be 30 minutes or more. But Astro Orbiter is first off, I don't get the idea or the love for all these spinner rides, right? We have 2 Dumbos, we have a Magic Carpets ride, we have Astro Orbiter. That's all in the same park. Then you throw in all the other parks that have them.
Well, we used to have Triceratops Spin, but not anymore. But they're putting in another one in that park in its place, I think.
No, it's the thing they're putting in is a carousel.
Oh, okay.
I think
that's a different version of a spinner.
Yeah.
You know.
So like, and it's an aggressive spinner. Like it spins you pretty hard.
Yeah.
As far as the speed goes. So I can see it being, problematic for some people with motion sickness, to be honest with you. Now, don't get me wrong. Views are great. If it's a short ride or short line, I wouldn't have a problem going up there to watch some, look at the views.
Yeah.
If it's a short line and it's near fireworks, maybe, I don't know. I just don't get why anybody would wait for 30 minutes there. You have to go up that silly elevator. You have to then wait on the platform up top. It's so confusing. Like when you go by, cause you're like, which line is which one's for People Mover? Which one's for Astro Orbiter? Cause it is a weird like intersection there where that happens. So Astro Orbiter is my number 5. I feel like that's a layup, but maybe not. Yeah. So that's mine.
It when you said elevator, reminded me of a story because you were talking earlier about the times that we went during COVID. And when we rode Astro Orbiter, that was one of the times that we went to the park where we tried to collect them all and do every single ride. And so that was one of the things we had to do. But I remember when we got on the elevator, everyone had masks on because that was the time where actually, I think you were right. I think it was the time where the masks were optional. Yeah. So everybody's wearing their masks and everyone is like looking at each other like, oh my gosh, what do we do? Are we allowed to breathe in this elevator? Everyone was sort of a little bit paranoid during that time. But my other issue, wasn't that weird?
Yeah, I remember going to the Haunted Mansion and them saying, fill all the spaces. And I'm like, you made us wear masks.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me to fill all the spaces? Why are we even going into the stretching room? Like, just walk through. Like,
well, they're kind of hoping there'll be, the 1,000th ghost when somebody dies in that room.
That's right.
Yeah, that's kind of what their goal was, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, folks. We're joking. We're not trying to kill anybody here.
Disney was.
Maybe. My number 4 is also kind of a spinner. If we're talking about a carousel being a spinner, we're talking about Astro Orbiter being a spinner, and that's Alien Swirling Saucers. It's a fun ride. It actually doesn't make me sick, and there's a lot of spinning rides that do. I feel like once you get to a certain age, like the certain spinner rides are just they're gonna make you sick and give you motion sickness. It never bothered me when I was younger, and then I can't tell you what age. I don't really remember, but maybe 40, that's a guess. And then everything kind of changes. But Alien Swirling Saucers has fun music. It's themed really well. Everything about the ride is a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. But if I'm walking by and I see that it's, anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour, which it can be,
frequently,
my answer is no, thank you. And, and I keep walking. But that's my main point with all these rides is I really enjoy all of them.
Me too.
If it is a low enough ride or a low enough wait, I'm on it. I'm having a good time. I
love Swirling Saucers.
It's
great. Swirling Saucers. But I'm with you. That's why it's my number 4 as well. We matched up.
Oh, really? Perfect.
Yeah. It's my number 4 as well. Here's my take on Swirling Saucers is the only reason it gets up to that 40-minute, 45-minute, hour-long wait is because, like, if there's rain in the area and Slinky Dog shuts down, then people are in that area and they're like, I want to hang around for when Slinky Dog comes back up because it's going to be a short wait. So if they're already waiting around, they might as well wait for a ride. And then they stand there waiting for that ride. So I think that's a lot of it, but it does get 45 minutes to an hour. There was a day 2 weeks ago where Alien Swirling Saucers had a longer wait than Midway Mania.
What? Weird.
Because somebody posted like this is wild and it was on their story. So I went into the wait times and I was like, oh my gosh, it is. It was I think it was 50 minutes for Swirling Saucers and 40 minutes for Midway Mania.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Opposite
It
of what you
happens. I
normally
wouldn't wait
see.
more than 30 minutes for it. It's a fun, family-friendly ride. I like the soundtrack. I like the rotation of music.
Yeah.
I think it is a spinner ride that does not make me sick. I agree with you 100%. It's fun. It whips you around. I don't ever do it without laughing. I feel like that's the ride where I see more Bills fans than ever, because as you're getting whipped around, I see people with, I'm always yelling out as I get ripped away, "Go Bills!" and I'm going away, and then you hear the "Go Bills" echoing back across.
Are you sure that wasn't me?
Unless you were there in 2024 when I was there with my brother and sister-in-law, I don't think it was you.
That's cool too.
Yeah. So there was 4 carts of Bills fans, and we're all yelling out to the other people that are in the line.
I love that.
But yeah, so Alien Swirling Saucers, we matched up. So now I guess we're on to your number 3, because I don't have anything else to add about it other than don't wait more than 30 minutes.
No, and I wouldn't either. One of the other things I just really like about that ride, and it seems minor, but I just love the Buzz statue out front. It's just
me too.
I love it. It's huge.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's really cool. I really feel like, oh, wow, I am really small and I'm looking at this toy. I don't know. Yeah. I'm pretty excited about the movie too. That's comes out pretty soon. Mm-hmm. Watching a lot of press for it, and some of the late night hosts will come up in my feed. And I saw a funny one with Tim Allen, and he's like pretending angry at what's he call him? He has some funny name for Tom Hanks. And then they showed a clip of Tom Hanks doing an impression of Tim Allen. It was really funny. Apparently they're friends in real life. So anyway, number 3, we actually mentioned on the first half of the show, and it's a classic ride, but I don't think it's ever less than 30 minutes, and it's Peter Pan. So Peter Pan's Flight I enjoy, but like if somehow I had a lightning lane for it, I would do it. I just, maybe again, I'm getting old, and I guess I don't have the nostalgia for the Peter Pan ride that I do for other attractions, like Pirates or Haunted Mansion. Like those ones are a little bit more special to me. If you were to give me the option, if they were to say, okay, you would lose either Snow White Scary Adventures or you could lose Peter Pan, okay, or Mr. Toad, throw him in there too. My choice wouldn't be Peter Pan. It would be Mr. Toad or Snow White. I prefer those rides more. But I also realized that the ride system of Peter Pan was pretty cool and kind of innovative for the time. I appreciate that they fixed up the queue, but I have no problem walking past that one if I don't have a lightning lane for it. Because I'm not sure what the average wait time is. I'll look it up here while you're chatting. But
it's going to be a short. Well, this episode is going to be about as short as the ride is, though, because this is also a matchup. We matched up on Peter Pan. Look, I understand why families might go there and rope drop this and want to be, and I understand why that queue needed to be updated so that way people enjoyed themselves in the queue. Mm-hmm. What I don't understand is why I know why it needed to be updated. I don't understand why the line was ever long enough that they felt they needed to do that in the first place. I prefer Small World to this. And I don't think Small World's really worth the wait either, but
it's longer. But you're in AC for longer. I mean, there's benefits.
Man, I don't find this ride that enjoyable. And it's just it's not an IP that hits me in the heart or something like that, like you said. Yeah. It's not something that I grew up just loving Peter Pan. I don't dislike Peter Pan. I think Hook's a great villain. I think that Pan is a great IP, but there's times when this is 80 minutes, 90 minutes, and it's it's like a 40-second ride.
Yeah.
And it's not an innovative 40-second ride. It's not Tron.
No, it's just you're hanging from the ceiling and there's black lights.
Look, I get it. It's not for people our age necessarily. Mm-hmm. But if you think little kids care that much about Peter Pan, you're wrong too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They don't know Pan. My kids have maybe seen the movie once, if that. They might not even ever see the movie. They might know only Peter Pan just from the stories of Peter Pan, or from maybe they watched the live action Hook with Robin Williams. I don't know. Like,
I don't dislike it. It was a
no,
great
but
movie
it's
for
not
me
30.
growing up. I'm not sure the movie's aged really well,
No,
especially when they're using the term Indian for Native Americans, and I mean there's certain things in there that are a little cringy for me personally. But I don't know. I don't want to get political about
I
this,
mean,
but
those are the times though. I don't have an issue with that
yeah,
personally. Like,
because that's
I
the way
mean,
it was then, and
yeah, I
I don't
mean,
know.
like last week, I'm sure people cringed when I mentioned the Indianapolis Clowns. I said they were a member of the Negro Leagues. Like, I would never use that word in terms of like describing a race, but that was the name of the league. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know. So it was at that time, right?
Hmm.
Um, for me, if I'm being honest, like this ride is a 20-minute wait at best for me.
Hmm. I
Like, I
would
don't
wait
even want to
20
get
minutes.
close to 30 minutes.
No,
But
I can spend my time, especially in Magic Kingdom, and my next one is Magic Kingdom too. I would want to spend my time doing more and doing other things.
yeah.
So
Go ahead to your number two then if it's
it's a
at Magic
great. I
Kingdom.
mean, it works as a transition into my number two is. My number two is in Adventureland, and there's a lot of things that you can do there. We can get a Dole Whip. You can go over and eat at Skipper Canteen, but you're smiling because maybe we're matching up again. My number two is
We're not.
Jungle Cruise. So
Okay.
Jungle Cruise is number two for me, and it's for a long, long time I always used to tell everybody, "Oh yeah, my retirement job is I'm going to go down to Disney and I'm going to be a skipper on the Jungle Cruise and do all the jokes and which I would enjoy doing. I mean, it's the amount of talking you'd have to do is pretty similar to the amount of talking you have to, or the number of questions you have to answer for a sixth grade class. I do teach a sixth grade class, and I answer probably one question every 30 seconds. That's not even an exaggeration. I'm going to count one of these days.
It's
But
probably
anyway,
6 or 7 of them actually.
probably anyway. But back to Jungle Cruise here. I like Jungle Cruise. I know we make fun of it and we say we would cut it, but it's still a ride that I would enjoy doing. I also don't necessarily love the queue because I'm so close to everybody and it's so humid. Like it's just a sweaty queue for some reason, and I'm only inches away from everybody else, and if other people are not necessarily smelling fresh, sometimes that bothers me a little bit too. I realize that's my own problem, but there's a lot of other things I can do when I'm in that area. Snack, try to go over and ride pirates. I don't even mind, like, I didn't put magic carpet on here because I wouldn't put it on because it's not something that I necessarily want
I don't think I've ever
to
seen
do.
it for a 30-minute wait.
No, and it's not, and you're absolutely right. But my number two is Jungle Cruise. I think the only way, because the line was really long, especially after the movie came out with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only times we really do it anymore is when we do have a lightning lane for it because the line is so long. Um, and then once in a while too, it's hard. Well, it's not once in a while. My hearing is not great, and this is from years of loud hardcore music blasting in my ear. So I often have a hard time hearing and understanding when I'm on the Jungle Cruise too. It's difficult for me, and the sort of megaphone is difficult to understand
Yeah.
their jokes. They do a great job, but it's almost like just like in the meeting, I made that joke a couple weeks ago. Nick gets up and does a meeting in front of all of our teachers at school, and he's like, I don't need the mic. And he puts it down and just starts talking. I almost feel like they could do that on Jungle Cruise. Be like, he or she or they put it down and just say, okay, I'm not even going to use this thing. And I may be able to hear them better. So enough of a rant about my crazy hearing and my own little personal issues here, but I'm guessing we didn't match up on this.
We
True.
didn't match up on it. I don't disagree with you.
Mhm.
But we didn't match up on it.
Mhm.
When you said Adventureland, you scared me, and I thought you were going to come for my pirates. Um,
No.
So
I would wait a long time for Pirates.
yeah,
I
so
love that. It's worth it.
my number two is also in Magic Kingdom,
Mhm.
and it is one that is a classic ride, and it is one that for some reason does get times of 30 minutes or more. And for me at my age, with my family at my age, at their ages, it's not worth 30 minutes. And I think that most people would probably agree. I don't think this is going to hurt anybody's feelings, but I've got to say that Dumbo is not worth waiting more than 30 minutes for.
Yeah, sometimes it is over 30 minutes.
You know, like if you are a person who has a kid who is maybe sub 8, okay, sub 7, you know, like preschool, it's worth it then because there is that playground area. But like for people with kids the age of my kids who are not even allowed to go into that playground area, I'm not going to wait more than 30 minutes. And it gets there. It does. Not always. Not this summer because of how it's how it's been lighter crowds, but it gets above 30 minutes. This to me, and again, it's usually early first half of the day before the kids have conked out and they're done with their, you know what I mean? But like it gets there. I don't know what it's at right now, but I guarantee you it's not 5 minutes. It's not usually a walk on. I think waiting at all for this ride can be problematic in my opinion, but
yeah,
I will say if you're inside, you know, if you're in that area, then it's good because it's not hot. But if you start looking at waiting for 45 minutes for Dumbo, like I don't know. Let me see what it is right now. It is.
Oh, I was going to look up too. It's
only a 10-minute wait right now.
10-minute, yeah.
But I'm telling you, I have waited when my kids were young enough.
I've seen it
to make it worthwhile. I've waited 40 minutes and they got to play in the playground. You know what I mean? Like, so. Weights are really low today. Wow.
Oh yeah, they are. Everything is really low. I always kind of go by what, you know, Haunted Mansion and Pirates are, and Jungle Cruise too. So it looks like Pirates
25 minutes for Tiana. 25 minutes for Tiana right now.
That's low. 40 minutes for Thunder Mountain. That's telling.
Hey, let's transport ourselves.
Yeah, and it's a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're recording a day early today. We usually record on a Sunday, but my number one, I don't think would be on a lot of people's lists. I really don't. But we have walked by this ride so many times because the line literally wraps all the way around the mountain that it's on.
I cannot believe you're about to say what you're going to say.
And it's Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
I knew it.
Yeah. We walk by it all the time. Like I enjoy it. Our family enjoys it, but I look at that wait and I'm like, no way. No way. And again, these rides are ones I really like, but this one I know is a lot of people are not going to agree with me, and maybe it's my particular age group. You know, I get it.
A lot of people are not going to.
I know, and that's fine. But I can't tell you the number of times that we have gone to Magic Kingdom almost every year and not ridden that because the line was so long, like all the way. We've seen it all the way around back to Little Mermaid. That's how long that line has been, and it's a cool ride. But, you know, I'll wait that long for Tron. I'll wait that long for Space Mountain. You know, those rides are awesome. I don't know. Mine Train is not one I would wait more than 30 minutes for, and I'm sure people don't agree with me, but that's my opinion. We've skipped it so many times, but great ride. Just don't want to wait for it.
It's not worth 80 minutes.
No,
it's not worth 70 minutes. I'd wait an hour.
It depends. I don't know. My crew is not always excited about it.
I rode that ride. So when I went in 2019, it was like the ride to do at Magic Kingdom. I rode that ride 4 times with my son.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of like nostalgia because of that for me. I don't know if that's completely influencing me, but like I think that like if last week people came for me for some of my opinions last week, I think this is the one that's going to be the hot button issue.
They're coming for me. Hey.
I have one. My number one is one that I don't think anybody will be shocked I'm going to say it. I do think that some people are going to be like, I would wait that. And, you know, it also is a ride that people wait a long time for. My number one is Navi River Journey. Is not worth.
I could have predicted that. Well, no, we opposite. We wait for that. Yeah, we love that one.
Yeah. So that's
when
why
we've waited an hour and a half for that before.
That's kind of why I laugh when you.
This is funny because we're flipped.
I will
on this
wait.
one,
I will wait an hour for Mine Train.
Yeah, and I will wait an hour for Navi River Journey. But most people are going to agree with you, I'm sure. We're weird. I know.
I'm maxing out at like 20 minutes with Navi River Journey.
No, like we've done an hour and a half before.
So I'm not like, look, this summer when we go, we know what days we're going to get multi-pass. Not very many of them. And we're not getting multi-pass at Animal Kingdom. And I have zero desire to ride this if the line's longer than 20 minutes. It just doesn't. I don't get it. It's the last time I did it, like there was stuff not working. It wasn't as bright as normal. Sometimes you end up, it's rare, but sometimes you end up with B mode animatronic shaman. It's not in my opinion, it's not a great ride. Okay.
Currently 45 minutes.
Yeah. See ya. Peace.
No,
it's gonna be very long this summer because there's nothing at Animal Kingdom to do. Our plan at Animal Kingdom this summer, if I'm being completely honest, Zootopia is a must do. Obviously a must do for us is Everest. Okay. The Safari and Lion King.
Are you gonna try to do Bluey?
So we watched it with my daughter, right? Because my daughter loves Bluey.
Well, she's like, kind of in that middle. She's not young and she's not old.
She likes Bluey the same way that she's like that tween likes Bluey.
Yeah.
Not like I watched it and don't really understand the themes. Like she gets the themes that they're trying to push for.
Sure.
She watched the stuff going on and was like, do we have to go do that? And I was like, no, we don't have to go do that. Okay. So well, I thought you wanted to go do that for the podcast. So you had it. I was like,
nah.
If you can save me from having to go out there with a bajillion 3-year-olds playing keepy uppy with a balloon, because that's what they were doing in the video. Like, cool. I don't need to go out there. I would potentially go out there solely to walk through the walkthrough of the wallabies and the kangaroos. But
not with that many people, I wouldn't want to.
Right.
Yeah. I would rather do.
No, we don't have to do that.
I'd rather do Gorilla Falls or something like that.
Animal Kingdom is going to be a very chill day for us. We're thinking about, so we have a 10 o'clock reservation to do the Caring for the Giants, which is the elephant thing. So we'll have something fun to report on that.
Great.
Because we always like to do one little splurge tour. Usually is like what our thing is.
Cool.
So we're going to do that. We're trying to do Nomad Lounge. We're going to do, I'm willing, there's something I am willing to wait more than a half hour for. So we're going to do Nomad Lounge for like a lunch, whatever. Outside of that, Zootopia and Everest and Lion King and then and Safari and chill. That's kind of where we're at. And it's just Navi River Journey. I might not even go into Pandora. I think it's a beautiful land, but like I said last week, it's in the wrong spot. I want to see it at night. I don't want to see it in the middle of the day when it's 125 degrees.
Yeah, I would have.
And they've taken away you don't have the cool entertainment in there anymore. You can't go in there and see the guy walking around in the, you know what I mean? Remember when they used to have the I can't remember what they're called, but
I don't either.
Don't see that. Yeah. And then you got to wait 90 minutes if you want to go do Flight of Passage. Maybe I will pay for a single lane or single pass, individual lightning lane. Just go do that. And,
you go there for a meal. Don't you like Satuli Canteen?
Oh, no. That is, yes, I have, but I'm saying I don't know if we will. If we're going to do Nomad, if we're going to do Nomad and we don't need to get a meal, if we don't need to do a quick service meal because that was at Nomad, I don't know if we'd go back there.
You wouldn't need to.
I like the land. I just think Navi River Journey is a waste. So yeah, that's my take. What I know you have honorable mentions. So go ahead.
I do. Well, they're interesting ones because I have on my list Smuggler's Run, but the old version. The new version I'm really excited about and I would wait for. So the reason it's here is because it's obviously it's changed, but I was a little grumpy about the previous version. For me, it's do I want to wait a half an hour to sit inside the Millennium Falcon and sit at that table? And that's kind of what it came down to, because it's essentially playing a video game, which I'm not a huge gamer.
Right.
So it didn't mean a lot to me. So I put that on there just because it's the old version of it. And the other one too is I put this on the old version is Buzz Lightyear. Because a lot of times when that line was long, I'm like, there's so much to do over in Tomorrowland that I could go over and do Carousel Progress, or, even just shopping, or we get ice cream over there a lot, or People Mover. Yeah. So I'm okay with skipping that because there's so much around in the area. But as of now, the reason why it's not officially on the list is because the new version I'm really excited about, and I would wait for that to see the new experience. And I'm hoping that it levels up enough where that is not even a thought on my list, and I'm happy to ride it every single time. It just seemed a little dated. The competition part was fun. When we went together, we were all very competitive about scores, but like that's not enough for me, with the ride being just kind of a goofy, dated blacklight ride.
Yeah.
So I think now I'm excited to see it. So I think there's a lot of stuff that Disney has done to update certain things that I wasn't excited about. Yeah. And, hopefully I can get back soon. And if I do, I'm really excited of, seeing the Muppets and Rock and Roller Coaster, and just getting to do some of those newer experiences. So that's what I had down for my honorable mention, just because they're, old versions of them, and that has since changed. So that's why they're on honorable mention list.
I would say I would just add Pooh to that.
Sure.
Because sometimes that can get a little bit longer than it should be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we touched on everything that I believe routinely gets above 30 minutes. Maybe not this summer because of how slow it is right now. Yeah. I don't know that I would wait. Like I know I wouldn't wait for 30 minutes for Figment, but we're not going to have to worry about it.
Right.
I know I wouldn't wait for 30 minutes for Living with the Lamb. I'm not going to have to worry about it.
When we went to Epcot Christmas time, like Nemo was, like an hour too, and
that's a good one to think about too. I wouldn't wait 30 minutes for that, but I mean, I can't remember the last time What's up?
It's usually less than 30.
I can't imagine.
Christmas time it's more. Yeah.
So,
that's
guys.
It.
I wanted to thank you guys so much for coming in here and basically just kind of hanging out with us, and as we chat about our favorites here. One thing you could do to thank us even more is to head over to patreon.com/DizListPod and give us a follow over there. You don't even have to give us a follow that is you don't have to do anything over there that's paid. You can do it free. It's a lot of fun. We chat with our patrons. We drop free shows that are only available to patrons. So you have to be a member. You don't have to be necessarily a paid member. You can just be a free member. And if you like what you see, then you can, for a small fee, early access to new episodes. You'll get bonus content. We've recorded 150 plus mini episodes, and they're not really minis. You get a free mug. But this show is really made possible by the people who are our patrons. You can take a look at some of the names of our favorite people here, right here on the screen. We love what they allow us to do. So thank you guys so much for being friends of the show. We truly, truly appreciate it. But it's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, and tomorrow's just a list away.
Tune in next time, and we'll see you real soon.